let's jump right into it. Aljamain Sterling recently opened up about something that really hit him hard. He admitted that he was hurt by Robert Whittaker's reaction after his controversial win over Peter Yan. Remember that fight? The one where Yan got disqualified for landing an illegal knee? Aljo ended up winning the title, but the internet exploded with criticism. And it wasn't just fans. Even fellow fighters weren't standing with him. Whittaker was one of them. "Rob kind of came for me," Aljo said, clearly still feeling it. "He was talking about how I was going to get killed in the rematch. That stung, especially coming from someone I respect." That's rough. Aljo didn't just hear a casual opinion, he felt betrayed by someone he looked up to. But here's where things turned. After Sterling won the rematch by split decision and proved everyone wrong, Whittaker owned up to it. He was like, "I got egg on my face. He shut me up." And I appreciated that, Aljo said. That kind of honesty, it's rare in the fight game. Sterling gave him credit for being a man about it, but he didn't pretend it didn't hurt. "All these fighters, these pros, doubted me," he continued. "And I love Robert Whittaker, man. That's what made it worse. It hurt my heart a little bit." Aljo's voice cracked just a little. You could feel it. "I'm definitely a little offended. Normally I don't get offended, because I don't give a... But when it's someone you like, it hits different. That one got me in the left titty, bro." Real talk. Even the toughest champs carry pain from the words of people they admire. This moment reminded us, these fighters may be warriors, but they're still human. Now, let's shift gears to a major UFC 320 update. Jiří Procházka has been officially named the backup for the light heavyweight title rematch between Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira. Yep, if either of the main guys pulls out, Jiří is stepping in. Here's the wild part. Jiří was already set to fight Khalil Rountree on the same card, so now he's preparing for 2 possible fights, just in case. It's a huge show of faith from the UFC. They trust Jiří to step up if things fall apart at the top of the card. His team confirmed the backup role, but with a catch. He has to make championship weight. That means 205 pounds exactly. No grace pound. And he has to prep for 2 different opponents while staying mentally sharp for either one. That's a tall order. Speaking of his original opponent, Jiří had some thoughts about Rountree's last fight. He said Khalil looked a little hesitant against Jamahal Hill, like the fire wasn't quite there, but he still gave him props for being patient and composed. In Jiří's eyes, this fight could be a true title eliminator, assuming he doesn't end up stepping into the main event. If either Ankalaev or Pereira pulls out, Jiří is ready. He's a warrior through and through. When asked if he's really the backup, Jiří simply said, "Yeah, that's right. No fuss, no drama, just pure confidence and focus." Next up, things are heating up between Nate Diaz and Max Holloway. Last night, Nate went on social media and called Max out hard. He posted a picture of Max holding the BMF belt and wrote, "This guy cool, but he keeps wearing my belt." Classic Nate. Straight to the point, no filter. This wasn't just some random jab. Nate's been teasing a comeback for weeks, and now it's clear. He wants the BMF title back. During UFC 318, while the fights were going down, Nate was online tweeting things like, "This fight's for my belt." To him, that title still belongs to him, and why wouldn't he feel that way? He helped create it. He fought Jorge Masvidal for it at UFC 244. That fight defined the whole BMF idea. Grit, toughness, and a street fighter mindset. That's Nate to the core. Now Max Holloway is coming off that stunning knockout win over Justin Gaethje that earned him the belt. Max has always been a beast. Non-stop pace, crisp striking, and endless cardio. But Nate? He's cut from a different cloth. He doesn't need rankings or belts to prove who he is. But this fight, it would be something else. Nate versus Max for the BMF belt. It just makes sense. Both guys love to stand and trade. Both have insane endurance. And both bring that raw, fight, anyone, anytime energy that fans go wild for. Stylistically, it's fireworks. Max brings speed and precision. Nate brings pressure, durability, and that unbreakable Stockton heart. This would be one of the biggest fights of the year. No question. If the UFC books it, it sells itself. So far, Max hasn't responded, but you know he's seen it. And if both fighters say yes, get ready for war. Finally, let's talk about Dan Hooker. He's not letting up on Arman Tsarukyan. In a fired-up interview with Submission Radio, Hooker said loud and clear he wants that fight, and he wants it at Madison Square Garden in November. "I'm the only one that's going to fight you, you dumb," Hooker said. "Who else is going to step up?" He's been chasing this fight for months, but now that MSG is coming up, the pressure is on. This isn't just another match for Hooker, it's personal. He sees it as the perfect chance to prove himself against one of the top rising names in the lightweight division, and he's not wrong. Tsarukyan is a monster, but Hooker's no stranger to wars, and he's not backing down. He also had some thoughts on the division. He thinks Ilia Topuria might fight Justin Gaethje next, while Max could end up against Charles Oliveira. If that happens, Hooker versus Tsarukyan becomes one of the last elite-level matchups left on the table. 2 high-level guys, 1 brutal matchup, and on one of the biggest stages in the world. If the UFC makes it happen, it could be a show stealer. Let's check in on a fighter we haven't seen in the octagon for a while. Ben Askren. This past week has been a roller coaster for him. At first, it looked like he was recovering well. He had been released from the hospital and even posted a video from a stationary bike, smiling, trying to stay positive. He told his fans to stay strong through hard times. You could feel he meant every word. But just one day later, things took a turn. Ben shared another video, this time from the hospital again. His face looked tired, his voice slower, but he stayed calm. "Well, as you guys can probably tell, I'm not home anymore," he said. They didn't like how the chest tube looked, thought it was infected. He explained they were putting him on antibiotics, doing x-rays, trying to get things under control. He didn't sugarcoat anything. Still, in true Ben Askren fashion, he brought up something he often talks about, the Stockdale paradox. It's this idea of staying hopeful while facing the harsh truth of your situation. It's not always going to be smooth, it's not always going to be easy, he said. Hopefully, this is just a small hiccup, and then I'm back home, getting stronger again. That right there, that mindset was what makes Ben special. He's not flashy, but he's real, always has been. Inside the cage, he wasn't the fastest or flashiest, but mentally iron. And now he's showing that same grit outside the cage. The MMA world is rallying behind him. Fighters, fans, coaches, everyone's sending love and prayers. Here's hoping this is just a small step back, and Ben gets through it strong. We're all pulling for you, champ. Now let's shift gears and talk about a massive heavyweight clash that's right around the corner. Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. Michael Bisping recently broke it down, and wow, this one is going to be wild. This is Tom's first official title defense as the undisputed UFC heavyweight champ. And even though it's not the dream matchup against John Jones, this fight is still dangerous. Real dangerous. Let's talk about Gane first. Cyril is possibly the slickest striker in the heavyweight division. The way he moves, it's like a welterweight, not a big man. His footwork, timing, distance control, it's elite. As Bisping said, he's hard to hit. And when you're dealing with big guys who throw bombs, being hard to hit is everything. Bisping even went as far as saying Gane might be slicker than Aspinall when it comes to pure striking. That's a big statement, but don't get it twisted. Tom Aspinall's power is no joke. This guy can shut the lights off in an instant. He closes the distance fast, throws heavy, and when he smells blood, it's over. You're done. Bisping said it perfectly. Tom can knock him out, no doubt. But here's where it gets interesting. The smart move for Tom might be to take the fight to the ground. We've seen Gane struggle on the mat, especially in that fight with Francis Ngannou. Once he was taken down, it was a different story, and Tom has a wrestling base plus the speed and agility to drag Gane down. Bisping said it straight. If there's one place Gane struggles, it's flat on his back with a monster on top. So what's the plan? If Tom wants to play it safe, he wrestles. If he wants to go to war, he stands and bangs. Either way, he has the tools. Physically, they're both athletic freaks. Big, fast, strong. But Bisping gave Gane a slight edge in movement and Tom the edge in grappling and raw knockout power. It's going to come down to who sticks to the better game plan. Tom could choose to wrestle and make Gane uncomfortable, or he could try to prove a point and knock him out on the feet. That's risky, but Tom might just go for it. He's that confident. Either way, this fight will tell us a lot about the heavyweight division. Can Gane's slick footwork shut down Aspinall's pressure and power? Or will Tom show that he's not just a powerhouse, but a complete all-around champ? No matter what, this is must-watch stuff. And that's what makes the UFC so thrilling right now. Everything's moving fast. You've got Nate Diaz calling out Max Holloway for the BMF belt. Dan Hooker refusing to let Tsarukyan ignore him, demanding a war at MSG. Jiri Prochazka ready to fight anyone, anytime, anywhere. And Tom Aspinall putting his belt on the line against one of the most technical heavyweights in the world. Plus, in the background, you've got fighters like Ben Askren showing that the fight doesn't always happen in the cage. Sometimes the biggest battles are personal, and the strongest moves are quiet, determined steps forward, even from a hospital bed. This is why we love MMA. It's not just knockouts and takedowns, it's raw emotion, it's comeback stories, it's warriors being human, so stay tuned, because with the way things are shaping up, the next few months are going to be absolute chaos, the best kind, and we'll be right here for all of it. And we'll be right